the fuck is Bing Video? What's up?
Hey guys,
What's up, everyone?
welcome back
To the Whiteboard Podcast.
to Whiteboard Podcast. This
He's
week,
scared and confused.
yep, and he's horny for baseball.
Is that in frame?
Yeah, they're both in frame.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Cool.
Got a really thrilling show for you guys this week.
Yeah.
I don't know why we bothered doing an intro.
No one watches this shit. I'm watching Parker Meadows highlights on my computer right
I don't
now.
even care.
He just
last
knocked
week-
a home run.
Last week you guys saw we made a bracket. Super
Yeah.
well educated.
March Madness.
Yeah,
No, there's some sort of madness going on.
it's
this month.
doing pretty well. Our
Yeah.
bracket is doing pretty
It's
well.
like top 85%, 84%.
No, it's 84% accurate. We're like 4 million.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I thought that was top 84%.
No, it's percent accuracy. So
Oh shit.
you guys remember last week when I have the display laptop button? That's OBS. So now we can do this. Voila. So here is our bracket. As you guys remember, we had Tennessee.
Over percent.
percent.
Does it like?
It doesn't do
Okay.
anything.
Sometimes it'll tell you more about what percent means. We're really 82.5%.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I didn't, cause I was at 99.8 or 98 point whatever at one point, and I don't think that's a number you can get.
Oh, then I don't know. That would be my assumption. But I could be wrong.
Probably. Who cares?
Anyway, we had first round. We did pretty good in the first round.
Get anything wrong over there?
We had Louisville.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That was kind of a stinker. So the first one we did was wrong.
What's crazy, in most of my brackets, I picked Creighton.
Then we also had North Carolina winning. I don't know why we did that.
We like Tar Heels. Good blue on them. That's pretty much the main reason.
Yeah, we did
for
talk
that.
about the color blue for a while.
I like the color blue. It's a good color.
And that was
UConn. We have in the Final Four again.
yeah, that's a rough one.
That's rough.
And we had Kansas.
We did have St. John's lose early though.
Yeah, so that was good.
Yeah,
on us. That
we
was
didn't
good
have
on
them
us.
lose we had them lose a little too early.
Omaha was winning for a while
Yeah.
though.
I
Like
thought they had it.
I
and
thought-
then they got stopped.
yeah, they got stomped, but
Arkansas
Arkansas.
fucked them.
Yeah, and then we had Utah State. I don't know why we did that,
Whatever.
but big things that we did have. We had the McNeese upset.
I called that one.
McNeese upset.
But then we had them beat Purdue, which didn't happen.
We picked McNeese to beat Purdue.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
No. It's March Madness. Every pick is equally dumb and intelligent.
That's true. Yeah. We have BYU going deep. I was adamant. I'm proud of this call.
Yeah, that was all you.
I was adamant that BYU was going deep.
I thought
Look
they
at
were
him go.
I
Look
thought
at
they
him
were
go.
gonna lose like first round.
Dude. I
Not first round, second round.
I got this friend Kenny, right?
Mhm.
Kenny, if you're watching this, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck you. Kenny.
He's just got into, he goes to state. So now
Michigan State?
Michigan State. So naturally he's really into baseball or basketball.
And being a loser.
Well, they're winning a lot this season.
Shut up.
Don't say the Big Ten
up.
championship. I'll kill you.
They didn't even make it to the Big
I'll
Ten
kill
championship.
you. I'll kill you. Anyway,
They almost lost last night. Or 2 nights ago.
I'll get you.
We'll watch 'em.
We had them losing that game, by the way,
Really?
for the sake of our friendship.
No, we had them beat New Mexico. We have them losing next round.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For those of you who weren't there, Wyatt and I made a business decision for our friendship to not have
Yeah.
Michigan and State play each other. So,
God, I hope they do now.
dude, if they play each other, you want to watch that game
Yeah.
on pod?
Yeah. Sure. I don't care. I'm watching Parker Meadows
Can we live stream on YouTube?
We can. We can't live stream the game.
Well, yeah, but we can live stream us watching the
Yeah,
game.
we can
That'd
do
be
that.
cool.
That would be cool. I have a friend's HBO account I've been watching games on.
Oh, I have YouTube TV.
Oh shit! I've canceled that because of
You think I can live stream YouTube TV if it's on YouTube?
no.
Okay,
That's a copyright thing.
that makes sense. Yeah.
What some people who stream games will do, they'll pull up like the game cast and then they'll watch the game. and like
Yeah.
commented
Yeah.
over it.
But no, the thing I was saying with BYU is my friend Kenny is really smart. Like he's a very smart individual. So he insists that he knows ball really well, and he like just got into basketball.
Right.
And
You
I
watch
don't.
a lot of TikToks on it.
Yeah, and I don't watch college basketball at all.
I only watched Michigan until March Madness.
Yeah, but I was adamant that BYU was going deep based on nothing.
Yeah.
And it was pissing him off. And I was just going, you don't know ball, you don't know ball. BYU's going deep. And BYU's going deep. So,
You know what? Something
Kenny, if you're watching this, eat my ass.
Something I'm gonna say is I think it's okay to not know ball,
Yeah.
but don't act like you do if you don't.
Yeah. Well,
It's okay to be new to a sport
Mhm.
and to not watch that much,
Mhm.
but don't rip an opinion off TikTok and pretend like you're like who's a really smart sports guy.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're John Boys or
Don't-
foolish baseball.
If you only know a little bit about a sport, don't start a sports podcast.
Or at least fess up, say you don't know
Yeah.
much about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just have fun, man. You don't
For
have to
sure.
be smart.
for sure. We had Oregon beating Arizona.
Yeah.
That was a close.
I pretty much always picked. I had Oregon Final Four in my main bracket.
No, you had them in this too.
No,
Elite
no, no.
Eight.
Elite
You have
Eight,
Oregon
yeah.
over Duke.
I stand by that, even though it's obviously not
Stand
happening.
by that.
Yeah, if they made it on, they would have beat Duke.
Did Duke lose?
No.
I saw TikTok where Duke lost, but I think it was from last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
UConn won the championship last year.
That would be cool.
You know who won the championship the year before that?
UConn?
UConn.
Yeah.
You know who won the year before that?
You
'Cause
see
I
that
don't.
one girl on UConn's women's team? I see edits of her all the time. I think her name's Paige Beckers. I don't know.
I don't know.
She's good at basketball.
A lot of people are these days.
You know, I feel like you could make a really strong argument that not watching women's basketball and preferring to watch a bunch of dudes play basketball is gay. I feel like you could piss off straight men with that argument.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you could.
I think we should start doing that, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
Like going up to people and being like, hey man, why didn't you watch the WNBA?
See,
You
the thing
watch
that pisses me off is people who don't watch the WNBA but still make Angel Reese jokes.
Yeah,
You don't know that she misses a lot of shots because you don't watch the games.
right. You just see TikTok.
Yeah,
See, now that is also me.
that is you.
That is also me. But I feel like I don't make Angel Reese jokes like saying she's bad at basketball. I just make Angel Reese jokes when I get my own rebounds.
Yeah, and she's good at getting her own
She's
rebounds.
really good at getting
Which
her own
offensive
rebounds.
rebounds
Yeah.
is a good quality in basketball.
That's my thing. Is like I get like if she does 4 rebounds
Christ.
and like misses the last one, but if she does like 10 rebounds and gets it, you still get the 2
Yeah.
points. Like who gives a shit? And like
She's not the best WNBA player. For
Right.
sure. It's Asia Wilson. Like, Caitlin Clark's good, but Asia Wilson's like 3 straight MVPs or whatever.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
anything about the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is fun to watch.
Caitlin Clark is sweet.
Yeah.
The thing that I think is really funny about Caitlin Clark is she's the most plain looking person I've ever seen. Like,
She looks like she plays for Iowa.
yeah. But
Indiana now.
yeah,
Iowa.
still same shit.
Yeah.
Toilet.
Yeah.
Like Indiana and Iowa. Basketball. I'm feeling not too great about our picks going forward. I'm gonna
No.
be real.
Who do we have winning the champ?
We have Tennessee.
Oh. Yeah, I stand by that.
I think Tennessee's a good
Because you're
pick.
the only 10. But yeah, they have a chance of beating Kentucky.
I think in all realness, I mean Florida's going to the Final Four.
I hope not.
They probably
are. But they almost lost to who are they playing? Scroll up.
UConn.
Yeah, UConn.
Yeah.
That game was awesome.
UConn gave them a good.
I watched that game. I watched the Maryland game. That game
Right.
was awesome.
Right.
Did you see that buzzer beater?
I did. I saw
like
like
it's a-
TikTok, so it probably
okay.
doesn't count according
No,
to you.
it doesn't. And you're a stupid bitch for that.
But like, that was also against a 12 seed,
Yeah.
and granted, Colorado fought like hell, but now they're going against.
I mean, the thing about Maryland though is they've lost like 12 straight games to buzzer
Yeah.
beaters, like Michigan in the
yeah,
yeah.
that sucked.
No, it was cool actually. It was awesome.
Boo.
Yeah, whatever. I'm watching
Um,
Kerry Carpenter
But
highlights.
there's not a chance in hell Maryland beats Florida.
Yeah, probably not.
Um,
I hope they do. Go Terps.
Texas,
Kofi Yaboa.
Texas Tech and Arkansas.
It's probably Tech.
Arkansas is on a crazy run.
They beat St. John's.
Yeah.
I still don't think St. John's is a basketball team.
Yeah, no,
I think it's a
that doesn't
hospital.
sound real. I don't know. Arkansas might be Texas Tech. I haven't watched either of them play like at all, so I don't know.
Did I watch Texas? Nope. I didn't watch either of those games.
Yeah, so
Did I watch either Arkansas game?
Florida
think so.
might beat Texas Tech or Arkansas, but they're definitely beating Maryland.
Maryland Final Four. That's my prediction.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna be Maryland, Michigan. Oregon's coming back from the grave.
Yeah.
And McNeese.
State. I really want a State Michigan game, dude. That'd be so sick.
See, I don't.
Because they're gonna lose.
Because they're gonna lose, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season.
Dude,
It's like the talking point. But I'd rather not.
I had a dream that it was about Michigan State basketball. I don't really remember what it was, but I do remember that there was like an argument about how Michigan State has like 8 starting level players, and Michigan said something like that doesn't make sense. You can't have 8 starting players. And then Michigan State started 8 players and kicked their ass.
You know, that would be tough to beat.
That would be tough to beat.
Just got 8 dudes out there.
2 7-footers.
Oh my god, they're so good.
They're so good.
They're so good. They're 7 feet and they move like they're like 6'11". they're still pretty slow.
Yeah.
But they're good, man.
Cooper Flagg is also.
Yeah, well, I don't give a shit.
I've never watched him play basketball.
I've never been less interested in like a starter player.
Yeah.
And that's partly because he goes to Duke. I don't like Duke.
There's been some cool Duke players.
Yeah. I like him more when they're out at Duke.
That's true. I like Jared McCain when he was there.
Oh yeah, Jared McCain's cool.
He was a fun player to watch.
See, the thing about Duke is it's one of those dynasties.
Yeah.
You know? I don't fuck with that.
I'm pro Duke, I think.
I'm not anti-Duke, but I'm not pro Duke.
Zion was cool on Duke.
Shit.
Yeah. He's healthy again in the NBA too. He's dropping some clips right now.
I saw the clip of him dunking or whatever, and then LeBron hitting the 3 right after.
Yeah.
The fuck you 3.
Yeah, LeBron does that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Sorry.
Okay.
What other big stuff?
I think that's about it.
We got Alabama over Oregon.
You know, Alabama's still in. Shout out the Ducks, man. You know who went there?
No.
Justin Herbert. And Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Yeah,
that's
Bo
a
Nix.
name I know.
Yeah.
What's he do?
Quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
Right.
He also went on a TikTok. I saw him on TikTok. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I saw him on TikTok.
All right.
He's a fun little guy.
So
I'm big on the Broncos next season.
You're big on the Broncos?
I think they have a good chance of winning a playoff game. Because they were like a 7 seed, they get stomped in the first round this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Chiefs, I don't think they're going to be bad. I think the Chiefs are going to go down enough, and the Broncos are going to go up enough where there's a potential that they race for the division. That's my take. I think both of them make the playoffs.
So, who else is in the Chiefs division?
The Raiders and the Chargers.
Okay, so yeah, it's definitely between those two.
Yeah. The Chargers might be decent.
The Chargers aren't bad. Don't they have like a really, really mediocre quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
He's good, but he might be good. I'm not sure what the take on Justin Herbert is, to be honest. The thing is, they don't have much of a run game. So if they build up a run game, I think he's good enough to win. But there's a lot of questions on it. Jim Harbaugh coaches him, though.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. After he cheated his way to a net.
Wrong. Bitch.
No, I don't actually.
You're just mad that you lost like 49-0 that year.
No, I was a Michigan fan when that happened. I come from a Michigan family. I'm just going to state next year.
That sucks.
Unless they don't accept me, in which case I'm no longer a Michigan State fan.
Fingers crossed, man. I'm gonna start like AI making AI clips of you like stabbing people and sending them to MSUs that don't accept you.
Good news, I got into the community college of my hometown.
Let's go.
No.
That's awesome.
So yeah, now I can take summer classes. Which is nice.
We good with March Madness?
Yeah, I already switched the camp.
I want to talk baseball.
Yeah, we'll talk baseball.
Baseball starts in 3 days. Tigers baseball in 3 days. Thursday, March, whatever day that is.
March Madness.
Baseball will be happening.
I'm gonna draw a big Tennessee to represent the Bulls going all the way. Shout out Volunteers. Why did we pick them?
We fought because the one game you watched when they beat.
Oh, right. That was a sweet game.
Oh man, I fucked that up.
I don't know what he's writing, but it says C, 1B, 2B, SS, 3B. Oh, first base, second base, shortstop, third base, left field, center field, right field, catcher. Ooh. DH. Oh, something hitter, right? Designated hitter.
That one's I wouldn't.
That's like is that the backup pitcher? The
starting pitcher.
Starting pitcher.
Oh. It's not a common acronym people use.
Is it usually just P?
Yeah.
And then
RP or CP, depending. Relief pitcher, closing pitcher.
That's the other one.
I was just gonna write out my projection for the opening day roster.
Okay.
First off, catcher, and this isn't batting order because there's no way we're having our catcher bat first because he sucks at batting. But I love him.
Do most catchers suck at batting?
It's the thing about catcher is it's easier to be a catcher in the league if you suck at batting because it's a really skillful position. So like you can be a catcher and suck at batting because if you're a good catcher, teams want you because being a catcher is hard. Yeah. If you're a first baseman and you suck at hitting, you're out of the league because being a first baseman is easy.
That's true. You just catch a ball, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you don't really even have to tag anyone at first base.
Jake Rogers. Also, people don't hit the ball towards you very often because it's.
So is that like the easiest position in baseball?
First base? Well, probably designated hitter.
Because I was always put on first base, but I feel like in Little League.
In Little League, it's different because then you have to interact with the ball more often.
Right.
In Little League, the easiest is left field or right field or center field or something. Somewhere out.
I like that.
Kids can't hit the ball.
I like that one because I didn't have to pay attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Jake Rogers, he's going to be our catcher. He's struggled with hitting, and Dylan Dingler has been a little bit better. He's our backup catcher.
What's his name?
Dylan Dingler. Yep.
Can we get a Dingler jersey?
Can we get a Dingler? Oh, dude, we should. We should get baseball jerseys.
I won't spend my money on that.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. At first base, we were playing Colt Keith. He was a rookie last year, and he was good.
So, for all these positions, like catcher and first base, is it like pitcher where they have a bunch of different guys to start, or?
It's a little different because you can start way more games if you're at first base, but you'll have backups, like because you'll get tired.
Yeah.
Or you just have something to do that day because it's a 162 game season.
See, that's how you know that baseball's not a real sport because sometimes the guys just don't want to go out there that day.
Pretty much. Well, that happens in like football too, but those people are like stabbed to death.
Yeah.
Recent trade acquisition or free agency or whatever, Gleyber Torres, he was a Yankee last year.
Ooh, Yankees.
But he's a Tiger now. So shout out Gleyber. He's good too. He'll be a big addition to the team. Yeah. Shortstop, it might be Javier Baez.
I like him.
You shouldn't. He sucks ass.
Oh.
He's so ass, dude. Yeah. But hopefully,
isn't shortstop like one of the hardest positions?
Yeah.
Because that's the one you gotta like catch.
You gotta actually You gotta play baseball. Yeah. You gotta play baseball.
Yeah.
It's probably catcher. Well, starting pitcher is probably the hardest. like on your body.
Well, yeah, but you got like 10 guys doing starting pitching.
So yeah, so it's probably catcher or starting pitcher. After that, it's probably shortstop. Then maybe like
Field.
center field hard because you got to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, he's fast.
Yeah, Parker Meadows is fast, but he's hurt for like 4 weeks.
That's a stinker.
Yeah, I might kill myself. Third base.
Third base.
Matt Vierling is also hurt. Who?
Vierling, I know that name. He's good at baseball.
He's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like him. But he's hurt. So I'm gonna plug in someone whose name I want to make sure that I'm gonna spell right. Cause it's not like a crazy hard name to spell, but it's just like it's a kind of weird one. Zach
McKinstry. Zach McKinstry, former LA Dodger.
Because I want to throw an E in there somewhere.
See, you can tell that these guys are good because they used to be on good teams.
No.
No?
Not really. He used to be a Dodger. That's not really how that works. Because Javier Baez used to be... Never mind.
Used to be what?
Yeah, he was on like the Cubs a couple years ago.
Didn't the Cubs win a World Series a couple years ago?
I don't give a shit.
That was like 2015.
Javier Baez, I like him. He's not good at baseball though.
Yeah,
that's the thing about that. And here's where it gets weird.
Gets weird
because center field, I want to put Parker
Meadows,
but he's hurt.
Get well soon, Parker.
Left field, it's easy for me. I'm doing Riley Green. He can move to center field.
Yeah,
if he wants because he's good there too.
He's got that ability.
So really, left field and center field, I could go either way. I'm gonna do Wenzel Perez. No. The thing about the outfield is there's a lot of switching around that can happen. But once Parker comes back, he's center field. In right field, this one is a little hard for me because in my mind, Kerry Carpenter is a designated hitter because he just had like a foot injury last year, but he could still hit bombs. But we're going Kerry Carpenter.
How can you be a hitter if you can't run?
I just had someone pinch run for him. So we're gonna do Kerry Carpenter right field.
That's cool.
And I'm not thrilled about designated hitter because this is kind of at the point where like we're running out of good bats on the team.
So all these guys are good at batting.
Well,
except
he sucks.
Jake.
I really like Jake Rogers. He's got an awesome mustache. He's a great guy.
So you get the one with the
guy that looks like a Foreman pig from Bad Piggies. These guys, none of them are like bad. They're MLB level hitters. But the person I would want at designated hitter is Kerry Carpenter because he's really good with the bat. But I'm throwing fucking Torkelson in. We're giving him another shot. Benzer.
Wasn't Torkelson good?
He was good for one season. Then he sucked, and we sent him back down to the minor league.
Oh,
and then
really?
he came back, and he was okay-ish. Am I spelling his name correctly?
I don't remember all like the swirly shits that go on in there. Close enough.
Looks like I'm in Among Us. And starting pitcher, obviously. Reigning Cy Young winner, Derek Skubal.
What's the Cy Young?
It's the award for the best pitcher.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have that guy?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's two Cy Youngs a year, one for each league.
Okay.
But he won the one for the American League.
That's pretty cool. The American League?
Yeah.
Is there...
National League is the other one.
But
it's like the NFC and AFC in football.
Okay, but they're both mostly American.
They're all in America, really. It's just it's all the MLB.
Is there a Toronto team?
Yes. I don't know which division or which league they're in.
Probably not the American one. Probably the National one.
Probably.
I guess it's not international. It's just national.
Speaking of baseball, how about some cards on the internet?
Whoa!
I don't really know what we're gonna get.
I'm gonna go get the camera.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Wow.
Don't show my computer screen at the point.
What? He's watching baseball highlights.
This is
ripping pot.
Colt Keith 2024 MLB. I didn't have anything to pull up on my computer.
Me, I got real stuff. Look, broadcast stuff. I say broadcast.
Careful what
it
you
sounds.
record here, because I don't want to dox myself.
I'll blur this part.
You fucking.
I ain't editing shit. You guys know that.
Oh, it's just my.
I like to imagine that one day we're gonna have like be like famous podcasters.
Yeah.
And there's
I like to imagine that.
There's gonna be like some of our like diehard fans, and they're like, "Oh, let's go back to the first episodes because we ain't deleting shit." And they're like, "Wow, this is basically unwatchable."
Okay, so I got 2 hobby packs.
Wow.
2 hobby packs.
2 hobby packs.
2 hobby packs. Hobby packs.
Are these the ones that you ordered?
Yeah, I got them on the internet.
So what are we looking for?
Something good. I don't really know what can be in here.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a special way you're supposed to open it. Nice throat cold.
Steal this other YouTuber's content for a bit.
Terror School. Wow, what a catch.
What a catch.
Man, what a catch.
All right.
Ooh, Cade Cavalli.
Cade Cavalli of the Nationals. Looks like they got a Walgreens logo.
It looks exactly like it. It's crazy. Astros no-hitter.
Wait,
Go unhittable.
Is that like for the game? Like a no-hitter?
He threw a no-hitter.
That's cool.
Ryan Feltner from the Rockies.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Love the Rockies.
They're real bad.
Oh.
2 Mets players.
2 Mets players. Love the Mets, baby.
2 rookie Mets players.
Wow.
Oh shit, we got a Tiger. Jason Foley.
Jason Foley, is he on the board?
No, he's not on the board. He's like a closing pitcher, relief pitcher. He's good. He's not a starting pitcher.
I don't know how his arm ends up at that angle.
It probably hurts.
Yeah.
A lot.
He looks kind of big to be an athlete. Yeah, you can definitely see his whole hog in that photo.
Okay, too. Well, you don't have to. We're moving on.
No, let's look at this one, guys.
We're moving on from the Tigers players' penis, dude.
Look at it. It's
Joel Payamps. I have no idea who this is. He's a pitcher, I guess.
Okay. He doesn't have his hog out.
Cole Irvin. He got took us out.
He does have took us out. Oh, those are the like shitty uniforms where you can like see their underwear.
I like that.
Baseball cards are getting freaky now.
Singleton. Fuck the Astros, man. They should have kept cheating.
He's got his junk under control, you know.
He shouldn't have. Tyler Rogers.
Unlike this sideways motherfucker.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Don't do sideways cards. That sucks.
Yeah.
Tops, you listening to me? Do better.
That's why I like
Panini. Shut up.
Do they make baseball cards?
I don't know. Everyone makes baseball cards. Addison Barger. Fucking whoever that is.
Ooh.
Shit, this one's backwards. I didn't look. Okay, we got a color variant of this. This is bullshit.
It's Shohei, though.
Yeah. Lucas Giolito. I don't think we got anything good here. Don't look like it.
This is probably the best thing.
Yeah, and that's not much.
Let's look at this. Leave a comment if you I don't know. Do you have a thought or opinion? Here, I'll let you guys read this. You know what? I'll read it. The Dodgers banked the 2024 season on signing 2 Japanese stars.
Oh, well, it's numbered out of 2024. That's kind of cool. That's not probably not worth much, but that's interesting.
It's cool. Imagine this is like a $10,000 card, and we're like, yeah, it's fine.
I doubt it.
Yeah, it'd probably be shiny if it was.
The no-hitter is pretty cool.
So
I'm just a fan of no-hitters. I think it's cool.
I don't know. I like when they hit the ball in baseball, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't watch the games. You know?
That is true.
And it's exciting.
Hey guys, I'm still on this podcast.
Fuck, dude. It went on to a player who's not a Tiger. That's not good. Okay, I'm closing my computer because it's just auto suggesting.
This is probably like an Alec POV in the podcast. You guys, look, this is what the board looks like from our angle. Aren't you guys having fun that I'm holding you? I mean, we've done this bit before.
Have we? We've done everything.
Did we get any views on that video? I thought that one would get like a couple more views for like degenerates that need to watch more card openings.
I didn't check.
Oh.
I could check at some point.
Leave a comment if you watch that video.
Just leave a comment.
Please.
We got Tyler Alexander. Our couple. Oh, that's cute. It's Guerrero.
It's like us.
Yeah, which one are you?
I'm the Gatorade.
Alright.
Ooh, I like the pink.
The purple?
Is it purple?
Yeah.
Rookie debut.
Yeah, shout out. He's just a rookie card.
Lamonte Wade. Lamonte.
It's a cool name.
It's a cool name.
JP Frames. More Astros. I get so many Astros.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I didn't notice. Never mind. Let's stop talking about their cocks.
Yeah, you probably should. JD Davis.
It's just the pants are really cock-inducing. You know?
You're just looking up. Yeah, there's something interesting.
Something backwards.
So we're gonna move it to the back of the pack here.
Plus, the camera caught it.
Okay, that's fine. Because I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson's signature? Holy fucking shit.
That's a crazy card, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Is it Reggie Jackson like a really good baseball player? And we got a Reggie Jackson signature?
That's a signature of fucking Reggie Jackson? Like Colt Keith.
No, like Colt Keith.
Card.
Holy shit, we got a Colt Keith card. Holy shit, we got a Colt Keith card. Fucking Colt Keith. Dude,
that's the thumbnail right there.
Crazy Colt Keith card. Oh my god, it's the guy from the board.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, we got some more shit.
Home field advantage Jackson Holiday rookie card. I don't know what this is.
I mean,
it looks cool. It's shiny.
Yeah, if he goes crazy, it's probably gonna be valuable.
Yeah, he's like a really good rookie.
Yeah,
he was like a candidate for rookie of the year last year.
That's cool. That's cool. Colt Keith. Okay, so we should probably unpack the Reggie Jackson signature card. Who's Reggie Jackson?
I'll pull up his.
Let's pull up
stats.
Let's pull up.
He's like one of the.
May I hold the card to show the camera? No.
Yeah, go for it. Reggie Jackson, born 46. He's old.
Man, this is just Sharpie on card.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's Mr. October.
Top certified autograph issue. Yep.
He won 4
around for you guys.
Back-to-back World Series in 77, 78. Is he alive?
A 1989 Topps baseball card.
I'm gonna scan it.
Yeah. We might have gotten a winner.
Maybe.
You gonna sell it if you?
At the very least, we need to get something to protect it.
Oh yeah.
Probably should have had that prep.
I can run up to my dorm and get the Pat Bev one if we can just take the Pat Bev out of it.
Oh, is he in like a protector thing?
Yeah, he's in a protector.
Oh yeah, I would check that out. No offense to P-Bev.
Love you, Pat Bev.
See if, even if it's not worth anything, this is absolutely cool as hell.
Yeah. Because that's like a real. He signed that. Shout out.
PSA 10, $307.
That's pretty good.
I think at the very least we get this graded.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at a 9, it's 100. Ungraded, it's $60.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I just after we stop recording, run up and get something to hold this.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Is this the coolest thing you've ever pulled out?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm like a mom on Christmas. Like, is this the coolest thing you've ever gotten?
Are you happy? Do you like what you got?
Oh, there's the thumbnail. Is you smiling and holding
man.
the Reggie Jackson card.
He looks so fucking cool. That's Mr. October.
Mr. October.
Oh man, I wish I knew more about old baseball.
I never really. I guess in basketball cards, they're way more like, here's the spot for signature. That's literally just a card with a Sharpie on it.
Yeah.
That's sweet though. Do they always do them in blue? Is that like a thing?
I don't know, because I have 2 signature cards that I bought online, or 3. I think I have a Schroeder signature card at home.
Oh, did you order one?
Yeah, for like $3
That's sweet.
from like that might have been his Nets days. I don't remember.
Hell yeah.
And then I bought a Meadows card for like $50. And I got a Jake Rogers PSA 9 signature card. And we pulled Colt Keith, dude. I like Colt, man. He's good.
Colt is cool.
It's just a base rookie card. So.
Then we got that one dude's meat.
Yeah, Jason Floyd.
Where is he?
You're a freak, dude. I'll scan the Dodgers Far East faves, but I don't think this is worth shit.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't. It's not shiny.
No. Also, it's just not like the type of card that would go for big.
Yeah. You scan this guy's cranker.
It's. Don't call it his cranker.
He looks angry. He looks like he goes home and just starts swinging.
There's a Foolish Baseball video. He's a YouTuber about pitchers breaking their hands because they get mad and punch stuff.
That happens?
Yeah. Not a lot.
That's more than a really stupid way to throw away your career.
Yeah. You like lose an entire season because you get a home run hit off you. You go back to the dugout and you beat the shit out of a urinal.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah. Shout out Reggie Jackson.
Mr. October. Oh, I should scan the Orioles shiny thing.
Oh yeah, Orioles shiny thing. What else is going on in the baseball world? Who do you think wins the World Series this year?
Tigers.
Honestly.
Eat 'em up now. Tigers have a good chance. Outside of that,
okay, like bias aside, are the Tigers actually like a serious contender this year?
Won a playoff series last year. Almost won a second one.
I
think we've gotten better. I think we have an outside shot. We're not a favorite, but I don't think it's ridiculous to say that we've got a shot.
Mm-hmm. So for me, who's uneducated, who are the favorites?
Oh, this one's worth 59 ungraded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 203 PSA 10.
So that one is a like.
Yeah, I didn't realize because typically, like the parallel cards that are like not just the player don't go for as much. But I guess it is a rookie card of like a really good rookie.
Yeah. So cool.
We should get something to protect this.
How are we up on?
I'm not.
Oh. No, but for this pack, these two packs.
Yeah, I spent $20 total.
Oh, sweet. High five.
I'm buying more.
You're gonna use the money to buy more,
yeah.
But you're not actually gonna sell them. You're just gonna like justify it by saying,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, what we should do is we could sell Reggie Jackson. I'm willing to get that graded and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we hold on to Holiday. I think we grade and hold on to Holiday because he's a rookie. So if he does well, that card blows up in value potentially.
When you say we, you mean you. I ain't doing shit.
You don't get money then.
Oh, do I get money?
Not anymore.
Okay.
You're out now, bud. Although if we want to get some shit graded.
Yeah. I'll throw in like $20.
I'm gonna figure that out tonight.
No. I got math homework. We could figure out a club tomorrow.
Oh shit, yeah, club tomorrow. Club. Yeah, we kind of I'm distracted now.
Okay.
I'm really worried about damaging these in any way, so I'm gonna sit here while you run to your dorm.
Do you want to solo do a segment while I run to my dorm?
It's up to you.
No, I'm kidding. I'll stop the pod. You gotta pack everything up though. So, are we done with baseball?
Yeah, we're done with baseball.
All right.
Let me clean up a little bit.
For the first time in about a month, we're actually going to do the political segment.
I'm over a month, man.
Yeah, no.
We took like a 3-week break.
We took a 3-week break, but then we also did like the card opening day the week before.
And March Madness.
And March Madness. So we legitimately, I haven't done the political segment.
And that's all your fault.
It is all my fault. And I feel like at this point, we're just a sports podcast, but you know what? We're bringing it back. So a really funny news story broke out in the past couple days. And I have it pulled up on my laptop. I can't like stream it on my laptop like I did with the bracket because like I'm not just gonna steal a journalism. That's bad and cringe. But my source for this is AP News. Shout out AP News. And I'm gonna read you guys this headline. And Wyatt also doesn't know this story. So we get to unpack this together. So the headline reads, Trump officials texted war plans to a group chat in a secure app that included a journalist.
Wow.
Which is a wild headline.
Just being like, hey, we're gonna nuke someone.
Yeah.
Who wants to leak this?
Yeah, no. So there's a law. Not like I don't know if it's like a law, but like a policy where that like you can't like text national security stuff because like
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it makes sense. But obviously this administration doesn't do the whole rules thing
or intelligence thing.
Yeah. But good ones. So they legitimately just have a group chat where they're talking about this is a quote, containing operational details of forthcoming strikes on Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen, which is not a declared war and not something that we have any reason to be active in, including information about targets, weapons the U.S. would be deploying, and attack sequencing.
Wow.
And this is like a group chat with all of the like Trump's like inner circle, like not like the generals and stuff, but literally like JD Vance, Trump, that one guy who's got the alcohol problem. I think
what's his name? The defense guy.
Gotta say it in here. Oh, man. But yeah, the defense guy.
I should know his name.
Yeah, well, I should.
Yeah, you definitely should. Pete Hegs.
Marco Rubio. Yeah.
Tulsi Gabbard's in there.
Yeah, all of the Mike Walls, all the guys.
Wow.
But what happened is they made this group chat, I guess, to talk about bombing Yemen.
He added that the Atlantic was not much of a magazine.
Yeah.
Such an idiot.
And they added like one of the lead journalists, like enough of a like lead journalist to where you're in the phones of these people. They just like accidentally added an investigative journalist to the group chat talking about war crimes and shit.
It's hard to brush it aside by saying it's the Atlantic, so no one's gonna see it. When you're still leaking,
right.
People are gonna see it because it's journalism.
I know that like there's some screenshots out there, which is really funny.
Oh man.
Hold on, is this one of them? No.
That looks fake as hell.
Yeah, well, WikiLeaks is like a big thing. That's not like. But I saw some on Twitter where basically like.
And you trust them?
Well, no, they were not on Twitter. They were screenshots of Twitter on TikTok, but they were by.
Wow, and you trust that?
They were by like a news agency,
like the Onion.
No, it was
like Babylon Bee.
I don't know his name, but he was the guy that says follow to stay in the loop at the end of all of his videos. So I trust him with my life.
All right.
But
Reggie fucking Jackson.
I don't know if this story is going to like
signature.
Like,
is that real? Is he dead?
What are you talking about?
This. Sorry, that's crazy, man. Oh, he started with the Orioles. I didn't know that.
But there's also like an insane amount of glazing in the group chat. Like the people like agree with Trump with like triple exclamation point and shit. Let me go on Twitter.
He played for the California Angels. The California Angels, man.
Do you think dead naming X is a form of protest or just like stupid?
No one wants to call it X because if you say I was on X the other day, I don't know what you're talking about. Call it Twitter.
Do I have I don't know which account. I like all my Twitter accounts are banned. But
how? I used to get my Twitter accounts banned.
No, I've had 2 banned for calling DJ Khaled a cuck.
That's what you're getting banned over? I would like tell Nazis to kill themselves. and that's how I would get
Well,
paid.
see, what would happen was in like peak pandemic when I was really bored,
Oh yeah, you're like 14.
I was
years old.
listening to a Pop Star by DJ Khaled featuring Drake, which I don't know if you know anything about DJ Khaled,
Not
but
really. I know he sucks at playing the guitar.
yeah. So what he does is he like finds like producers and artists, and then he goes DJ Khaled,
we the best music.
Like he doesn't like make the music though, like at all. So basically, I just rambled on Twitter about how like he was a cuck, like the same, like basically he was just like the cuck chair of the music industry.
Right.
And I also like added him, like like I was like at DJ Khaled, fuck you, you're a cuck.
That's crazy.
How many times can I say cuck on YouTube before we get? And no one's watched this far.
How many times can we say cuck on YouTube before I get a bone here? I already got one. We pulled a Reggie Jackson signature card. It looks like it's in good condition too.
Yeah, but my favorite part of this story is Trump's defense was just like the Atlantic doesn't count as a as a news agency.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, it's kind of like it's stupid, but I also haven't read the Atlantic.
No, I don't read. No one reads the newspaper. The only reason this would be a story if someone would like make a podcast about it and post a clip about it to TikTok.
Yeah,
that's real journalism.
Real journalism is on TikTok. It kind of is though. Like,
yeah. Honestly,
like most, I got in an argument with one of my friends. Actually, I think with my brother about this, because it was back before I was like all wokeified, and he was all wokeified.
Yeah.
And we were having an argument because
what the fuck?
Because he was talking, we were arguing about like the Israeli conflict.
Sorry, Reggie Jackson appeared in the film The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, portraying an Angels outfielder hypnotically programmed to kill Queen Elizabeth II. What?
Wait, read that one more time.
Reggie Jackson appeared in a movie as a baseball player who was hypnotized to kill Queen Elizabeth II.
What movie is this? Can we watch this movie?
The Naked Gun from the Files of the Police Squad.
Exclamation point. There's an exclamation point. Yeah, that's important.
What is this? We should watch this.
I think I've watched that movie.
No, you fucking have.
No, I think my dad has watched, like, you know how you walk in the living room and your dad's watching some stupid shit, and he's like, this is like the best movie ever.
Leslie Nielsen. I keep seeing, like, O.J. Simpson's in it?
Oh, you know it's a banger. Why is O.J. Simpson in it?
He was an actor.
He was?
Yeah. Oh. After the whole football thing. But we have to watch this.
But before the whole case thing?
Yeah. Well, obviously. Reggie fucking Jackson's in this?
You know what's funny? I always find it hilarious that
Weird Al Yankovic is in this?
O.J. Simpson is innocent.
Huh?
Court of law, he is innocent.
He was found innocent, yeah. In a court of law.
So, is saying
people have gotten away with things.
Is saying O.J. Simpson is innocent a crazy thing?
I think the general consensus is that he did it.
Yeah, but that's what he did.
I wouldn't have an opinion on it without going into the real case.
I haven't looked at it really closely, and I probably won't ever.
I don't know what the opinions or why people think he did it.
I will say that
from everything I've seen,
yeah.
I won't say anything because I don't know how much his estate likes to sue. Because even though he is dead, I don't know what the law is.
That's always weird to me when estates sue.
Yeah.
Shout out the MLK estate for suing the CIA for killing him and winning the case.
That was his family, though, you know.
Well, yeah, but it was
awesome as shit.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Shout out the Tupac estate for suing Drake. That was a dick move. I'm so mad about the beef. And welcome to the final segment
I think
of
Drake
the podcast.
shouldn't have used an AI voice in this.
Welcome to the final segment of the podcast where Alec rambles about the Drake beef,
I don't want to
which we've done every time.
Can we talk about real music?
Sure. What's your real music?
The Decemberists.
And that's the end of the podcast.
Well, we don't want to talk about Joie de Vivre in here.
Joie de Vivre?
Joie de Vivre.
Fucking French.
They're from Rockford, Illinois.
Formula One's back. We got to do that.
Formula One's back, yep.
Next week we'll talk about
Next week we'll talk about fucking baseball.
Damn it. Okay, fine.
You want to talk about F1 right now?
Right now? No.
Project who's winning?
Who's winning?
Like who's getting the most points at the end of the year?
See, that's actually a really tough one because McLaren has the best car.
Yep. And Hamilton's one of the best drivers. He's a McLaren, right?
No, Hamilton's Ferrari now.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You don't know that?
What?
What?
No. He's supposed to be with Bottas. It's got to be him and Bottas driving in a McLaren. He was McLaren, right?
No, he was Mercedes. Hold my hand.
Which one? Which color is
hold my hand when I tell you this, Wyatt.
McLaren orange?
Wyatt, hold my hand when I tell you this. Bottas does not race anymore.
He was Finnish.
And he's got. Have you seen his sweet mullet? Did you see Bottas get a sweet mullet?
I don't even know what he looks like, man.
Dude.
I used to have my two favorite racers used to be Bottas and Kimi Räikkönen because they were Finnish, and I'm like half Finnish, and I don't have like any real culture, so I just like pretended that I was Finnish.
This is his sweet mullet. And
that's sick as hell, dude.
Yeah,
Valtteri. That's
so
an awesome name.
He got fired from Mercedes. Not fired, like he kind of got old,
right?
And it was like they were like, hey, you're a good driver, but we got like this kid, George Russell, who they just kind of promoted. And
wasn't he on the team that was really shit?
Yeah, but he was good. Well, because he was a Mercedes junior driver, so they moved him from the shit team to the good team. And Bottas was pushed to Stake F1 Kick Sauber.
Sure.
Which is Stake, the gambling website, and Kick the streaming service that gambling website owns.
The groomer website?
Yeah, pretty much.
Where groomers will go on there and, like, I'm not even talking Drake.
Anita Max Wien.
I'm just talking, there's a lot of sex criminals on that website.
Anita Max Wien.
I'm not even just talking about Drake.
I didn't know that. I don't associate myself with Kick or Stake.
Yeah, I've just watched like a couple of YouTube videos about people going on Kick sharing child pornography.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's awful.
Bad. Yeah.
That's just what happens when you make a website that's purely based on not having a lot of rules, is people go on there because they don't want to follow rules.
Yeah. Shout out the Trump administration. For that's kind of their whole thing, huh?
Yeah.
Unless the rules are pro black people, in which case we're going backwards with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, their color palette is like piss green and black, which is kind of sweet.
Okay, so who's in F1 right now? Pull up the list.
Okay, I can do it off the dome.
Okay. So what are the teams? Mercedes.
Your top
is
teams,
the green color.
Silver,
white,
silver, and teal.
Teal, yeah.
Yeah, but they're mostly silver now. They don't do the teal thing. Okay. Here's your top teams. All right. Mainly McLaren is the team to beat this year. They're the orange cars. Yep.
So they were the team that had like Leclerc.
No, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri.
Norris.
Yeah.
And Perez.
Oscar Piastri. Perez also doesn't race anymore. He retired last year. Perez sucks.
Yeah.
What he did is he was at Red Bull with Max Verstappen.
Who's on the pink team?
The pink team also doesn't exist anymore.
I really haven't.
However, this is funny, and you know what? I will go back to screen mode for this. Alpine F1 car. So Alpine is not the same.
Alpine?
Alpine. It's French.
Okay.
It's spelled Alpine, but it's Alpine.
I wouldn't want to say that.
I know.
Well, it's penis, and that's funny.
It's Renault. Alpine is owned by Renault.
Okay.
It's
Renault?
Like Renault. No, but what they did...
Is that the yellow one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what they did, if you see here, is they put a big pink dildo on the front of their car.
Awesome.
And it just looks like a slightly limp wang. And last year, they had like a big... Like the whole car was pink, but like the front part was black and the wing was black, and everyone clowned on them because the front of their car looked like a big pink dildo.
When did I watch F1?
And so what they did was they took that livery that everyone clowned on them and made fun of them for, and made the rest of it except the dildo blue, so the dildo was more defined. So now the French have a big pink dildo car. And they're not very good.
It wasn't 2015 I watched. I'm trying to figure out when I watched F1, you know? Rosberg on Mercedes? That doesn't sound familiar.
That was 2016,
2015. So it must have been after that.
Yeah, I think you were 2018 based on what you told me.
It might have been 2017.
Well, Raikkonen was...
I remember Ricardo being yellow.
Yeah,
but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, so Ricardo, that was 18.
He Verstappen on Red Bull. Yeah, Verstappen was on Red Bull.
Yeah, Verstappen's still on Red Bull.
Raikkonen Ferrari.
So Raikkonen...
Oh yeah, Vettel. I remember it was Vettel and Hamilton was up there, and then it was like...
Yeah.
So it was probably 2018 then, because I remember Raikkonen wasn't that great.
Yeah, and that's when Ricardo...
Oh no, he was third. Wow.
Oh, then it's 2019, because Raikkonen goes to Alfa Romeo in 2019, and Alfa Romeo kind of stinks. And Alfa Romeo is the team that becomes F1.
Yeah, I don't think he was on Ferrari anymore, because I remember Leclerc was on Ferrari. Yeah. So this must have been... I remember Sainz.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Gasly.
Yeah, then Ricardo goes to Renault.
Albon sounds familiar. Ricardo.
And Ricardo, fun fact.
Kvyat. So Stroll, holy shit.
Stroll is still in Formula One.
Really?
Yeah, his nepo baby bastard dad owns the team.
Awesome. I remember liking Lando Norris.
Yeah. So Lando Norris is in the fastest car right now. He's the #1 driver for the fastest team.
Williams, Mercedes. They were the white team I've always been talking about. And you were like, there's no white team. You sound crazy. But like their color was white in the box.
Oh.
Like their dots were white because each team would get a color.
Yeah.
You know,
the white team is Haas now.
Williams, Mercedes. I swear to God, they were, in my mind at the very least, they were white. And they got what?
No, they have a white car because they had the Martini livery.
Sure, man. They got 1 point all year. George Russell. See, I remember him being shit because he was on the white team.
He's a kind of good driver.
Yeah, probably. He got 0 points all year though.
He's on Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
But the funny thing that's going on at the front of the grid is McLaren, best car. Lando Norris, kind of.
Oh, he's on Mercedes now.
Who?
He's on McLaren. Okay.
Yeah, Lando Norris.
He's winning.
Who's winning? Well, it's the second race of the season.
Whatever.
Norris is winning. Max Verstappen is in like the 4th fastest car, but he's just the best really driver. Fucking good.
Okay.
And he won last year in the 4th fastest car.
Hamilton's Ferrari. Oh, Hamilton's Ferrari. I hate that.
Yeah, that was like the biggest news last year. Like he announced that he was switching to Ferrari this year at the beginning of last season. And so
I like him less now.
The entirety of he's got crazy aura at Ferrari. Have you seen any photos of him at Ferrari?
Yeah, I think he sent me an edit.
I did send
Behrman?
Yeah, he's a rookie.
I remember Tsunoda.
Yeah, Tsunoda's sweet.
Gasly's still.
Yeah, he's in the
Sainz?
He's in the
Hülkenberg?
Sainz is at Williams.
Which is the America team?
Haas.
So that's Behrman. Awesome.
Behrman, he's a rookie. He's cool. He's from British. He is
Ocon, really?
Behrman is like a total twink too. Like he's got really pretty eyelashes, which is kind of funny.
I don't know if I want to Google Bearman. Oliver?
Yeah, Ollie Behrman.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty funny. I
like a kind of our age though.
Yeah, no, he is our age. The other Mercedes driver, Kimi Antonelli, is 18.
Kimi
Raikkonen? No, he's really good though. He's a rookie.
Raikkonen, dude, I miss when F1 was good.
Yeah.
When it was a real sport. By that I mean when I was young and I didn't know it.
It's actually really, really way more competitive now because you have like
people who aren't just Hamilton winning every year.
Yeah.
Or Vettel.
See, 2 years ago, Red Bull did only lose one race, which kind of sucked. And Max Verstappen.
Oh my God, 575?
Yeah, was that last year?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. So that year,
Hamilton
in the first 3 or like 4 races, Perez won 2 and Max won 2, and then Max said, "I'm not losing again," and proceeded to only lose one more race for the rest of the season.
And it was the Perez?
No, it was not the Perez. He effectively put Perez's career down like a dog, because for the next like 2 years, Perez like made it out of the first round of qualifying like half the time and was terrible.
Oh, damn.
And you had this really funny thing where all of like the white men in America were talking about how these damn Mexicans are stealing our jobs because Perez is Mexican and not qualified to be in that seat, which is unfortunate that it worked out that way, but I do agree that he was not qualified to be in that seat.
Yeah, you just for different reasons.
But now in a
there are only 19 drivers.
There's 20.
Why is there only listing 19 here? They're a tie. No, that's not how that works.
Who are they missing? I guess the podcast probably doesn't care. I think that they are missing. I don't know. There's Isaac Hadjar. He's sweet.
Wait, so Verstappen is on Red Bull and his teammate has 0 points?
Yeah, so that's the new rookie Liam Lawson, and that's kind of the really funny thing about the like.
I don't like these names as much as This is just nostalgia reasoning, but Doohan is not a real racer name. Bring Raikkonen back. Bring Bottas back.
That's actually really funny because Doohan is a like prestigious name, and he's like a 3rd-generation driver.
Yeah, see, the thing about that is I only know 2018.
Right.
That's when it was good, man.
But no, the thing with Liam Lawson is now that Perez is gone and there's a white guy in the car. They're like, guys, the Red Bull car sucks. Yeah,
because they're racist.
Right, because they're racist.
I think racism.
I also think racism is bad. However, I do also think that it kind of does, because like Liam Lawson is a good driver, and we know that. But we also
knew points.
Knew Perez was he hasn't qualified higher than 3rd to last yet in the 4th fastest car, and Max Verstappen is currently
what's the slowest car?
Probably
Williams.
Sauber. No, Williams is actually on a crazy comeback. So
Albon.
Yeah, Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon
Ocon
are both talented drivers.
Lance Stroll is still in the league.
Stroll sucks. Fuck Lance Stroll.
He's got 8 points, or he's in 8th. He's above Lewis. Just saying.
Ferrari is also
above Charles Leclerc.
Ferrari is also binning it right now. They royally screwed the strategy the first race. In the second race, they almost both got on the podium, but then they were both disqualified because the Ferrari likes to cheat.
Oh. I miss when Hamilton was on a real team.
Mercedes is kind of dick now. They're like the 5th fastest car.
Oh.
Maybe 3rd.
So who's the fastest?
McLaren.
Oh, that's why Lando.
Right. But Lando is not very good at driving.
Well, he's winning.
He is winning.
So suck it.
But his teammate Oscar Piastri
is in 4th.
And has a habit of trying to kill Lando Norris because he's a.
That's crazy.
There's this really funny thing that happens is Lando's really good at qualifying and Oscar's really good at like on-track racing. And so what happens is Lando qualifies ahead of Oscar, but then Oscar is good at race pace.
So that he catches up and kills him?
It tries to kill him, yeah.
Awesome.
There's one clip. Here, I'll draw it on the whiteboard since we have.
We're running out of time. Just saying.
Oh, we're over now. I just like talking about it.
Also, that we lose the room at 8:30.
Oh.
I don't know if anyone's got it scheduled, but we should.
So like this is like the turn, and this is like when McLaren is like right on time for the lead. You got like there's an F1 car.
Oh, beautiful.
Actually,
you don't have to get that fancy. That's pretty good.
It's pretty. So that's Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri like dive bombs him on the outside and then cuts in here and they like touch and like Lando goes wide, and that's like turn 1 of Monza last year. And
we should watch a race.
We should. The issue is right now like the past 2 have been in Australia and then China, so they were at 1 and 3 in the morning. So
we could watch a baseball game together.
We could do that too. We could just watch more sports together.
You want to watch the opening game?
When is that?
Thursday at 7:30.
Thursday at 7:30. Yeah, I think I have nothing about it.
Hell yeah. All right. I think his name was Jan.
Jan. Who?
The guy who did that.
Oh yeah. Anyway, this has been this episode of the podcast. Stay tuned for me uploading it, probably at an obscene hour because Wyatt's gonna text me 4 times before I upload it.
Reggie.
Shh. shout out Reggie,
and Jackson Holiday.
and Jackson Holiday. We got Lucky on the cards.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Watch our podcast. Leave a comment. I don't know why we fucking do this.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Nice to talk.
It is nice. Bye, guys.
Deuce.